What you get in the Badlands is the panoramic views. When you get to the top of a butte and you just see endless Badlands, and then you can identify one ribbon of single track trail that is going to take you to the horizon, I think that that's really a spectacular experience. It really showcases what can be done with intentional, well thought out, well planned trail building with grade reversals and following the contours of the buttes and the Badlands naturally so that the trail is very sustainable. I think that this is really going to showcase what's possible in the Badlands.
We had started about 4 years ago. We didn't have any trail systems at all here, and people would just scale up the butte on their own. And we had private donations that helped us develop the first phase of our trail system that we have. And we've been trying to develop and build off of that to create a wonderful outdoor experience for people to enjoy here in the Badlands. And so we had some people that helped research and find some grant funds that could help us further extend this project. In total, we have about 7.5 miles of trail system now. Joe Wiegand is our Theodore Roosevelt repriser. So just about every morning he takes groups of people out on guided hikes and talks about the history and the nature of the region here.
So see if you can catch up to me, all right?
When we developed that park, it was briefly considered that we might have a portable climbing wall down in the Point to Point Park. And one of our principals, Justin Fisk, turned around and said, we've got a natural climbing wall. And that was the beginning of the conversations of adding trails, real trails, to what had been an ad hoc trail system on Town Butte. And Point to Point derives its name from a game that Theodore Roosevelt loved to play with his family in Sagamore Hill. The idea of Point to Point is to start at point A and spin around and get dizzy and choose a point B on the horizon when you come to stop and hike from point A to point B. And whenever you came to an obstacle, a down tree, a creek, a cliff, a barn, a haystack, you never went around the obstacle, but always over it, under it, or through it. So we take some people right from town, right into the Badlands, and see some wonderful nature, everything from mule deer to prairie dogs, wild turkeys. Saw a badger work in the prairie dog town one morning. You'll never know what you might see here. And very often we get someone who hasn't hiked in this kind of environment, hasn't done a 300-foot elevation gain, hasn't stood on the side of what others might consider a cliff, and we have as a ridge trail here. There's something about hiking amongst the smell of the sage and in sometimes being able to explain some of the traditions that we've had here in the West and then tell the stories of Theodore Roosevelt, how it's conceivable that on horseback Theodore Roosevelt may have ridden across some of this same territory right outside of Medora, where we knew he came so very often to do business or to get on the train to go east.
I just would love to see it grow in popularity and see people enjoy it. We still do horse rides out here, so we would like to open this up to mountain biking. It was designed with mountain biking in mind. So hopefully when we can move some things around, this will be a premier mountain biking destination as well.